Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to ask questions very aligned with Senator Lemus's. I was a original author and sponsor of the Innovation and Modernization Act, and so I'm keenly interested in seeing you implement it effectively. And Senator Barrasso and Crapo and Booker and I wrote to you all recently to give you a well done on moving up the schedule. But recently you extended by 9 months the date in the Part 53 rulemaking for receipt of the proposed rule package. And I'm just wondering what that portends by way of timeline.
Yeah, Senator, thank you. We did the commission did just approve an extension of the timeline, and we didn't do it lightly because we do feel the urgency in getting this rulemaking out. But
as I understand it, you've moved ahead of the anticipated schedule to begin with, so this is slowing down an accelerated schedule.
That's right. Yeah, the original schedule was December of 2027. The commission had given direction to the staff to move that up to, I think, sometime in 2024. We've now pushed that back a little bit so that we could really focus on how best to use risk information in some of the designs that we're going to get, and how to credit design maturity appropriately in the application process.
So does the 9-month extension likely flow through and tack on to the anticipated end date, or is it? Are there
I'm
offsetting?
hoping it's not a day-for-day slip. To tell you the truth, I'm hoping that the extra time that we're taking up at this stage in the process, that we can recover at least some of that in the final rule stage, because we'll have a more fully developed product.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
We wish you well, and this is, I think, a strong bipartisan area in a Congress in which strong bipartisan areas can be scarce. One of the reasons that I have been supportive of this innovation is the constant news that we're hearing out of the innovative community that these technologies will put them in a position to take the spent nuclear fuel, nuclear waste, for which America currently has no plan, and which is sitting on site in near nuclear facilities, because we don't even like to have it travel, and piling up. And it seems to me that the ability to take that resource and use it to power carbon-free generation is a pretty positive thing. And we have no better plan for the nuclear waste right now. And I'm concerned that the economics are going to be a problem. If we were United States of America Incorporated, we'd have a balance sheet, we'd have accountants, there'd be a report each year on the financial picture of the company, and in that financial picture would be the liability of cleaning up the nuclear waste mess. And whatever that number was, that number less $1 would be the incentive to get that problem solved, because it would be identified as an economic burden on the enterprise. The United States of America as a country doesn't operate that way. And my worry is that a small savings from using new fuel, as opposed to trying to address the spent fuel problem, will push the spent fuel technologies to the side, simply because the importance of dealing with the spent fuel won't be recognized in the equation in any way. And I'm worried if you're, first, are you aware of that problem? And is there any way in which the NRC is focused on trying to make sure that spent fuel innovations, spent fuel-based innovations, don't become orphaned by your process?
Yeah, thank you for that, Senator. I think we are focused to make sure that there aren't any parts of the fuel cycle that are orphaned. In in our advanced reactor preparations, right, I've personally tried to emphasize with the staff the need to look at all parts of the fuel cycle and ensure that we have what I would call a regulatory line of sight for all of these parts of the fuel cycle. If all we're doing is focusing on regulating reactors, for instance, Senator, but we're forgetting fuel enrichment on the front end, or fuel fabrication, or spent fuel management, handling, reprocessing, I think, as you're suggesting on the back end, then we're potentially hampering the entire enterprise. So that has been a focus for me, and certainly the spent fuel management piece of that, whether it's storage or transportation or disposal, or, as you say, reprocessing. I think that should be
so you think you're going to be able to provide a level playing field for reprocessing innovation as well as new fuels innovation?
I believe we can.
Okay. Thanks, Chairman.
You bet.